Good morning, Holt Junior High Learning Community. Happy Friday. Mr. Knighton here. Let's go ahead and jump right into this week's announcements. As always, we kick off with our word. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Again, our humanity is bound up in one another's, for we can only be human together. Faces around the junior high. As always, one of my favorite pieces. Got a couple of photos from last week. We were able to call our students down for the month of February that we're receiving a core value award. Our core values here are compassion, respect, and resilience, and our teachers nominate students who have really showcased and embodied what it means to be a whole junior high student, walking out those core values. So just a couple pictures here. Mr. B, we've got Mrs. Baker. She's a little camera shy. She doesn't like to be in the photos. But I was just trying to get a picture of the wall. What started off last school year on one end of the cafeteria has now jumped over to a whole new wall. So when students are recognized for that core value, compassion, respect, or resilience, they come in and they dip their hand or we paint their hand with the corresponding color for that core value, and then they mark it on the wall. They write their name, they write the year, and forever etched in Holt Junior High history. So we really appreciate our students, our staff, and our core values are continuing to shine bright. We also have a couple pictures here. Just our safety team. Love interacting with them. They are boots to the ground, feet to the floor. They're always working with our young people, always responsive to the needs of our community. And Mr. Clark was trying to get healthy the other day, so he had this infused water with, I don't even know what fruit was there, but it was a lot going on there. I was like, let me get a picture of that, man. And then I popped into Mrs. CB's room the other day. The students were working on an art activity. And then, as always, Mr. Knighton's a big sneaker guy. So if I see something in the hall and I'm like, hey, let me get a picture of those. So this young man right here had on some brand new shoes, and I just wanted to capture the moment because they were looking pretty sweet. So anyways, faces around the junior high. You guys know this is probably one of the most special parts of the announcements every week, is being able to talk about our young people. All right, Kroger account, going to keep talking about this. Please help us out. Go to your Kroger rewards and link the junior high. All right, lug nuts. This is for 8th graders only, but that's coming up on April 29th. Remember, there are criteria that 8th graders need to meet in order to be eligible to attend that field trip. It is an amazing time to be, in downtown Lansing at the stadium, with your friends here at school, walking around, eating popcorn, hot dogs, whatever that is, and checking out some baseball too. But in order to attend on April 29th, no detentions, no suspensions. You must be passing 4 classes and 10 or fewer tardies, and that criteria window started on February 25th, and it will end on April 29th. Building announcement. Be on time. We appreciate you guys getting your young people here on time. School starts at 7:30. We need them in the room, in their seat at 7:30. Families, please help us out too. Remember, the parking lot in the back between 7 and 7:30 in the auditorium lot, that's where you drop off. If you're to drop off your student after 7:30, feel free, use the front lot. But during that window of 7 to 7:30, please do not use that front lot. That is a staff parking lot, and it is a drop-off and a pickup area for students during the school day. All right, PSAT. This is a big one. Families, make sure you note this. 8th graders, it's a normal day for y'all. You'll be here for the full day. But 7th graders, you are starting late. I can't even call it a half day because it is truly, truly like 2 periods. It is so late in the day. But 7th graders, your day starts here at 12:32, which is when lunch is. 12:20, but we're going to start serving lunch at 12:32, and then you'll go on to two classes that afternoon. So again, 8th graders on April 14th, you're here the whole day, but 7th graders, you're arriving late on April 14th. Next week, we have A, B, and C schedules. Next Wednesday is an early release, so please note that. Staff emails, nothing has changed there. But I do want to say, y'all, I appreciate it. Always reach out to me. But please know that we have 2 grade level principals. So Ms. Rosendahl is our 7th grade principal, and Mr. Billingsley is our 8th grade principal. They typically are a little bit more in the day-to-days as far as some student behavior, student concerns. If there's anything that you might want to address specific to your kiddo in that grade level, I always encourage, include me on the email, but please reach out to Mr. Billingsley and Miss Rosendahl, as they typically know a lot more as far as like the in and out of what might possibly be going on. Calendar, we're in the month of March still. We have spring break coming up. That starts on March 27th, and then school will resume on April 6th. All right, last one, word of the week. This is from Rupi Kaur. I found this the other day. She's a Canadian poet, and I really love the words. If you were born with the weakness to fall, you were born with the strength to rise. Again, if you were born with the weakness to fall, you were born with the strength to rise. That's powerful, y'all. We have the strength, we have the ability, we have the gift to rise back up. So it's part of the beauty of being in a community. Ideally, you should be so centered and grounded in a community that is always going to be supportive, and they're always going to lift you up, because unfortunately, we are going to fall. But again, if we were born with the weakness to fall, we were born with the strength to rise. That's from Rupi Kaur. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Looking forward to seeing everybody back on Monday. Be safe. Take care. Much love.